Alright, so it's been a while since I vlogged, but check this out. You may be wondering, what's this building behind me? And let me try to get a little better view. People who worked here know what building this is, but for y'all viewers, I'm gonna let y'all know. So this is the old McAfee building in Plano, and this is the first cybersecurity job I had, and this is the first company that ever laid me off. Now, I decided to come here and make this video because I've been seeing all the different things that's been happening when it comes to layoffs in tech sector, federal, wherever you want to talk about. All these people are getting laid off based on the administration and all this other craziness going on. And I was like, you know what? Getting laid off is not the worst thing that can happen to you, because matter of fact, a lot of times, sometimes the job you got laid off for was for a good reason. So if I even talk about this company, let's say I never got laid off, I would be staying in a mediocre role at this company because truthfully, I wasn't learning nothing. It was just a notch on the belt to say I had experience. So I got laid off, and that allowed me to go to a company where I can actually learn more and grow my skill set. So I ended up coming out good. Now, granted, that layoff period is tough. It's like when you kind of going through it, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. That was about, what, 4 or 5 months I had to endure that. But in the long run, it worked out for me if I look at my career now in 2025 versus how it was early 2018. Now, some of you may be feeling that same way right now. It's like, man, I'm laid off. I don't know what to do. A lot of people been getting laid off from like these federal jobs. I've been seeing people from like CISA, NIST and stuff getting laid off, and just places you wouldn't think would get laid off. And so now it's like, what now? And I'll just tell you shortly, like, enjoy the process, because wherever you land up at is probably gonna be better than where you were before. And most of the time we grow when things get uncomfortable. So I just said that to say this. Now also, I'm going to also kind of talk to my job search as well. So some of you are getting laid off. Some of you hadn't been interviewing in a while. I want to put something that could be on the forefront of your mind in your interviews. At the end of the day, an interview is supposed to be a conversation. A lot of us are getting worked up and wound up about the interview because we don't know what they're going to ask. But truth be told, good interviews are good conversations. Now, having said all that, best practices are some things you could do to interview is, of course, prepare. We got AI, so you can use AI to break down job responsibilities, job duties, and maybe ask you some questions you may not be familiar with, especially if it's a role you're not too familiar with. Research the company. Researching the company is a big one because you want to be informed and act like you really want the job. So if you research the company, look at their blog, look at their news releases, and see what they got going on. And if the HR screener mentions some new stuff to you, look that up too. You want to actually provide some value and ask about, hey, how do you think about this new acquisition or this new tool that you guys developed? Where is it going to take your company? What do you see for the growth of the company? Just different things, just showing your interest, right? Those are things that interviewers like. They're engaged. Also, prepare good questions. Now, I actually just did a video with Sandra Liu, and I don't know when the episode is dropping. However, in that video, I showed that I have a notebook full of questions that I've asked in many interviews. When you interview, take you a notebook, a pen, pencil, whatever it is, let them know that you have notes as well, so they can see that you respect their time, like they're taking notes for you for their notes, and to see if they're gonna pass you on to the next round. Learn how not to talk too much, but just enough. Answer what they ask you. Find a happy medium for you in that balance of maybe talking enough and then giving a little bit extra to kind of steer the conversation you want it to be in. But for the most part, don't start yapping too much, because it's going to throw the convo off and it may hurt your chances of getting the role. And also, dress decently, have a good microphone, have a good webcam, have lights. and have a decent background. Like if you got a bad background, you know, they have on Zoom and Teams and any other type of software where you can do a virtual background and it'll make whatever you at look better, so you don't have to worry about if you don't have a professional looking setup. Now for those of you like me that got a good setup, that's to your advantage. I always get compliments every time I interview. Oh, I like your setup, I like that mic. Do you got a podcast? Do you shoot media? All those different things help. And also for people who've been doing like either their own business side things and have been getting skills an unconventional way, leverage those skill sets as well in an interview and see if it sparks some interest from the interviewer. Sometimes you just never know. And speaking of job searching, your boy is the GOAT. Now I made a post on LinkedIn about how I have clients who have been interviewing for roles that pay them almost double what they're making. So let me tell you, I have a client that was previously making $50K at a previous contract role, and now he's interviewing for with a big pharmaceutical healthcare company, to where that base salary would be $160,000. Now you might be saying that's too good to be true, but here's the thing: what I realized in the 5 years of doing this, a lot of y'all don't get the money or the jobs y'all want because y'all scared to apply to them. And it takes a person like me that been in the game a decade plus to look at your resume and say, yo, you got a lot of skills, let's not sell yourself short. So I have a client doing that. I have another client that's interviewing for a role that's gonna pay him like 20, 25K more than what he was paying. He was making 50K. Just had a client that got a verbal offer to, what was it? I forgot what the company name is. What's it? I think he got a verbal offer to Peraton, I believe. I just got another client that's got a offer to Deloitte, and he's still getting some more threat intelligence interviews. I got a client that was having issues getting internship interviews. He just knocked one out the park. Like, we over here working, man. You can either complain or you can invest in yourself. Because here's the key thing. My former clients go back and use the same stuff I taught them in order to re-up and get a bigger bag the next time. And if you don't believe me, book a consultation. I'll show you the salary transparency sheet of where people started into where they at now, and you be like, oh, okay, he the real deal. Also, these companies are playing games now. A lot of them are not posting the salary in the job description, which sucks. So you need to get that info before you even make any decision. Like I did a stitch the other day on TikTok of saying how we can avoid this, but don't just give them a number, do some research, find out what market research is for the role, and then if they give you a number you don't like, tell them you'll pass. And that's the hard thing for job searchers. You gotta be willing to say no. Now, if the money can pay your bills and you don't have no other options, take the role. But if it's not gonna pay your bills and you know it should be paying more, you can see if they got wiggle room. If not, tell them no, because you're gonna make yourself miserable trying to have a job where you know you can't pay your bills sufficiently. And I hate to tell a lot of y'all this, but it's only a certain amount of companies that's really doing remote work now. No, those are the companies that actually do believe in diversity. The other companies who want people to always be, in office or hybrid somewhat, I have no issue with going in the office or being hybrid. However, since 2020, a lot of people were able to move further away from like the work area to have a little bit more affordability in their daily lives. Now, with the inception of everybody doing RTO, it's gonna make work-life balance suck again, and companies are not giving raises for people to come in or anything like that. And a lot of companies not even doing relocation assistance for some of these people to move other places. So you're now putting those people who stay in those smaller market cities, they are now back to square one, how it used to be back in the day when I was staying in Shreveport, Bossier, and I didn't have nowhere I could work, and I had to come out here and move to Dallas, Fort Worth. So that's gonna suck. So if you're a person that has no family, no kids or nothing, try to move to a bigger city that has more of the jobs you're looking for. If you got kids and stuff, it's gonna be tough to just try to uproot them if you have to, but do what you have to do to survive and feed your family. They'll eventually understand, hey, mom, dad had to do what they had to do. They had to get us in a better situation, and it is what it is. But yeah, that's it for the vlog, man. It's been a little short, quick tidbit. Just want to talk to y'all a little bit. I got some new material that's on the way to y'all from the podcast. I got a lot of content I've been shooting with some people you're gonna want to check out the episodes from. So I appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the Patreon, join the Discord. That's where a lot of big stuff is happening. We are really networking, helping people in their careers. And also, guys, if you want help with me and you don't want a resume and you're not trying to get exclusive coaching, but you just want group coaching, I got a link for y'all just for that, so you can get a year's access to group coaching and my private coaching Discord channel, where I share a lot of different stuff that everyone else on this channel, you that's even watching it right now, don't have access to. So if you want access to that, let me know. I'll probably either put the link in the description, or I'll probably put the link in the first comment and pin it, just so you know I can help y'all out, especially right through this. I'm out.